The enemy, this is what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to aggravate the situation so that you don't talk too much about what's going on. It happened and you're trying to, tell what happened, but that's what the enemy does. The enemy tries to prevent you from speaking too much about something you know. The enemy, as well, is in control of so many devices. The stuff that we turn to, they are in control. So it's like a lot of people don't look at the camera too much. They don't look at their reflection too much because they feel as though they're insecure. They're not seeing what they want to see, but it's only a block. The enemy is holding you back from feeling good about yourself, because when you feel good about yourself and you're in a good state of mind, then you tend to talk too much. So this is one of the attackers. You're being attacked right now. So when you look at your reflection, you don't see what you want to see. Don't pay too much mind. Don't mind it too much. Just go ahead and talk about how you feel. Talk about, what God is putting on your heart. This is, the enemy trying to take away that attention from God, what God is putting on your heart. The enemy is trying to is trying to distract you from speaking on what God has put on your heart. The enemy is trying to take away, you know, your mind from expressing what you want to express or what you feel to express. They're trying to, just as God has children, the enemy has children too, and these children are attacking you. There was a woman on here that spoke a lot about monitoring spirits. Monitoring spirits are the devil's children. The devil's children are monitoring God's children. They're trying to prevent the situation because God's children are getting a little bit too ahead of themselves, and they're figuring out too much that the devil's children are becoming fearful. So this is what the devil is doing. The devil is trying to throw all of these flaws, insecurities. One time I was out one day, and this, I was feeling sure of myself. Like, then it only takes one thing, the devil's child, to step up to you and try to take that away from you, take that confidence away from you, because the reason that you're out is because you're feeling good. It's because you're feeling confident, because you have it in you to, keep on pushing on. You're out because you're feeling good about yourself. So what does the devil do? The devil uses that to his ability. The devil uses that. The enemy uses that. I'm going to say enemy. I'm not going to say the devil. The enemy uses that to get to you, to stop you in your tracks. So as I was out and I was going to get my groceries, and I was going to put in, this order that I was told to put in, this person came up to me and was like, "You got a stain on the back of your shorts." I'm like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, you have a stain on on the back of your shorts." So I'm just like, okay. I get up and I'm like, "Where?" I take the camera and I'm putting the camera on the back of my shorts, and it's a tiny little stain. It's noticeable. It's noticeable. And that stain can just bring a lot of attention that you don't want. This is what was going in my mind. This was all that was coming to me. This stain can bring a lot of attention that you don't want. This stain can, people can perceive it as something else, make you feel like this, or make you feel, some type of way, as if you need to go home and change. These are the things that the enemy brings to your attention. The enemy can bring a lot of, it's been a lot of things. Just like I had did my nails one time. I did my nails, but then it's like I dyed my hair. So I did my nails and I dyed my hair, and I'm just like, I got all this bread on my nails. And as a woman, it's hard for us to go on because we have our menstrual cycle. So it's like, if I read and read, you put two and two together. And this is what's going in my mind. I'm like, I took my nails off because it was the red from my dye. The dye of my hair was staining my nails. And I'm just like, dang, They're going to think this, they're going to think that. I can't even do what I need to do because, this is bothering me now. That's what the enemy does. The enemy tries to put your attention onto something so little that shouldn't even matter in a moment. You need to be doing what you're doing. You need to be focusing on what you're focusing on. Hold on. When the enemy wants what the enemy wants, they are going to try their best to get exactly what they want. Enemy wants something of yours. They're not going to let you do certain things. They're going to keep trying to redirect your attention. But who is it? That's the thing. That's what it always comes down to. You know. Um who is it that is doing these things? That's where it can be really confusing. Religion becomes confusing, God becomes confusing. It's like, who is doing these things? Is it God holding me back, or is it the enemy attacking me? And that's the question I would that's something I would pray about. Do you think the enemy can have access to the Bible as well? No. You can't do those things anymore because now the enemy is messing with you too much to where you're feeling aggravated, you're feeling angry because you can't get out a little word that you want to say because it's all of these distractions. It's all of these things holding you back. It's all of these things. They're attacking you, and they're attacking you because they want something from you that you're not giving, and they don't know why. But that's the thing, they don't know why. That's where I feel like people need to mind their own business and stop trying to take from other people, trying to take, trying to take in general. Because if you don't know why a person is not giving, there's a reason why this person is not giving, you know but they're going to keep trying to do what they got to do because they don't care about how you feel about the situation. They're going to try to take anyway. And this is where I become angry. And I can't do for me because I'm being attacked in so many ways. I'm being misled. I'm being redirected back to where I came from. You know, you need to go change your clothes because you got something on your clothes. You need to take off them nails because you got something staining your nails, and they're going to think this way about you. All of this bullshit, these small little tactics that people use fucking constantly because they're projecting this shit on you. Evil spirits, monitoring spirits. I don't give a fuck what it's called. But like I said, I'm getting angry because now it's aggravating me to the point where I can't do what I need to do. I go out here and I go to the store. Boom. The fucking grocery store is gone. It's little stuff like this, and I'm just like, I'm on foot, and it just makes me want a car so much. So much more. This is why I need a car. This is why I need a car. But the enemy can also be using that to his advantage too. You can't do as much on foot because you're doing too much on foot. So therefore, the enemy wants to stop you in your tracks and wants to put you in a car just so they can have control of the situation. The enemy doesn't have much control over the body. The enemy can't really get to you, through you. So therefore, you have to put yourself into a worldly, something worldly for the world to have that type of impact on you. Just like when I said I had got into a car accident, I wrecked my car, I flipped my car. That was the enemy having control over the situation. The enemy wants to put me back in that situation just so that can happen again, to where now, what does the enemy want? The enemy only wants for you to lose your life because you're talking too much, because you're putting out too much. You're talking, you're giving out too much information. You're saying things that has been unsaid for a very long time, and now you're actually talking about it, and now you're the problem. So now the enemy wants to, cut you off completely. And what's cutting you off is ending your life. That's the intention and the motive of the enemy overall, is to put you down. That's what the enemy wants to do. The enemy will make you feel like you want something. The enemy will make you feel like you need something that you really don't need. You've been good for this long, and then and then instantly, randomly you start feeling like you need something that you can go out, you can go without, but then it's like, I know I can go without this, but now it's like I'm being, attacked too much. I need this now. The enemy will give you those type of feelings so that you can go out and buy that car. But guess what's in that car? Guess what's sitting in that car? The enemy. So there was a shark. The shark approached these two. The shark approached the two that was in the water, without a doubt, in his mind that it was going to attack. So this shark's intention is set on these two people because it's hungry and it's ready. It's out for blood. It's ready to attack. In the midst of that, the whale approaches. The whale approaches to redirect the shark's attention to um to the whale, and the whale. So the shark basically forgot about the two people. I'm no longer focused on these two people. I want what's bigger. That big piece of meat over there is floating in this water. I'm gonna go after that whale instead. These two people is, you know. So it goes after the whale, and it latches onto the whale. And in the midst of latching onto the whale is, the shark asked the whale, "What are you doing?" And the whale talks to the shark and responds to the shark and says, "Are you trying to be killed?"